It's another beautiful day in Kibera, Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. I'm really excited to start traveling. We have about 14 villages that people inhabit. This show today is very special.
Hello world.
This is actually wild.
I met with Victor 8 years ago in Tanzania. I can't wait.
You met people in Tanzania who are a group. Why are you looking for Victor?
No, come on. Victor is...
Tell our people what brings you to Nairobi, Kenya. And we made it happen.
Right.
And so, because this is special, I'm going to take you through where I grew up.
Yeah.
So it's making a big change in the world. Why
yeah.
climate change?
Because we cannot wait. It's getting too late.
Kianda, the beauty about it, or the historical story about it, is that one, Victor is from there.
Oh yes, that's the most important. It's very, I don't know, it's very direct. It's very powerful. You can see the force. If you mention Kibera, like the first thing, I think the prehistoric remains.
Prehistoric remains. Boo, boo, boo! Hola, ladies and gentlemen. It's another beautiful day in Kibera, Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. Why am I happy? I'm so happy. You won't believe it in the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy. It's so surreal. I'm going to take you through it. But for our continued subscribers and support, I really appreciate you. We're chasing 3K. So every K that we hit, I'm going to do a special mention for our supporters. Also, I'm working on my bucket list for the travel. And I want to say I'm really excited to start traveling. I'm not going to say where I'm going first, but I'm soon starting to travel. So we were doing a tour in Kibera in the previous video. And today I'm taking, hey, this guy. You guys won't believe it. So I'm taking a friend of mine to a tour in the village that I grew up in, which is Kianda. So Kibera has 16 villages. 2 are just a dam and a forest, but we have about 14 villages that people inhabit. So it's special to me. This show today is very special. Why is it so special? We're gonna get into it, but ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe it. It's unbelievable. 8 years of friendship, and we finally, this is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, I'm gonna introduce my friend and my buddy. Welcome to my show.
Hey Kibera. Hello world.
This is actually wild. Good.
All right.
I know you, but introduce yourself. Welcome to my show.
Yeah, definitely. So thrilled to come to your place, your territory.
You are welcome,
Yeah.
bro. You call it my territory. I'm very excited to be taking you through my territory. Bro, 8 years of friendship.
Yep.
We knew each other 8 years ago. Introduce yourself. I know you, but this guy don't know you.
All right. Hi everyone. I'm Yihong, and we met. I met with Victor 8 years ago in Tanzania.
In Tanzania.
But this time is my first time to really step on his ground, to where he grew up.
How does it feel?
I can't wait.
You met people in Tanzania who are a group. Why are you looking for Victor?
No, come on. Victor is just such a character we cannot forget. You know?
I'm glad I'm not forgettable. I'm really excited to have you here. When I saw you, you were a kid. Look at you, man. You're grown.
Oh my God. Oh man.
So tell our people, what brings you to Nairobi, Kenya? Of
Yeah.
course, not to meet Victor.
No. It was totally for you. See?
This guy came to Nairobi for me. This is insane.
Exactly.
So surreal. Yeah.
I'm stopping in Nairobi for 10 hours and I'm giving him, excluding the transit time, all the time.
Now you guys understand why this show. I'm really honored to have you, and thank you very much for reaching out. I was at work, and then, hey, this guy texted me actually 2 hours ago, right?
Oh yes.
And we made it happen.
Right.
And so because this is special, I'm gonna take you through where I grew up, like the village where I grew up.
It's my
I want you
honor.
to experience Kibera and enjoy being in Kibera. Tell people, what do you do?
Definitely. So back then, I was still an art student, but now I work for the United Nations
Mm-hmm.
for climate change.
Climate change.
Yeah,
So it's making a big change in the world.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
climate change?
because we cannot wait. It's getting too late.
Mm-hmm.
The climate has been changing.
We
and-
cannot wait. It's getting too late.
Yes.
I really like that. So as we go into Kibera, this is going to be a very insightful tour for you. We can talk as we go.
Oh yes.
It's going to be a very insightful tour for you as a climate change activist and also as a student of life. I'm very excited and honored to have you. So the village where I live, it's called Olympic. It's one of the 14 or 16 villages in Kibera. And so where we are going is called Kianda. Kianda, the beauty about it, or the historical story about it, is that one, Victor is from there.
Oh yes. That's the most important part of it.
And then, no, I'm kidding. And then two, it's in the far end of Kibera. So it actually separates Kibera to the middle class.
Oh.
So Kibera is in the middle of rich and middle class people. And so we're gonna go to the edge and you're gonna see where Kibera is separated from the other side.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this tour with him. We're just gonna walk. I want him to experience. I don't wanna stress him. And then when we get to my village, we might have a seat and then we give you guys a few insights of his thoughts and also his experience and take on Kibera.
Literally can't wait.
Let's go.
For me before.
We have a special cameraman.
Yeah,
for
this is John behind the camera.
camera. Everybody knows John. It's great that he acknowledges that John is on the camera.
It's the cameraman.
Yeah.
Nice.
But one of the biggest thing, I don't know if this is in China, street vendors.
Yes.
There are a lot of SMEs, small business people, because Kibera is one of the largest slums. It's actually the largest slum in Africa now. It's an experience that not many get or have.
It's definitely my pleasure. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And it could not happen without Vector, for sure.
Cannot happen without us. So this is Power Women. Power Women group, they work on small. We can walk back when we come back. Yeah, if you want to. But they do like small art pieces. These are women that are affected or infected by HIV. Yeah, so they started that to. I want to get your insight on this as an art student, actually.
Right.
Yeah, so they do that to sustain their families. What do you think of this?
It's very, I don't know, it's very direct. It's very powerful. You can see the force of the, of the hands, you know, like breaking out.
It's good. This is actually, you're the artist who did this.
The people
Yeah, the
organizing.
people.
Oh my god.
Better artist.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
Nice. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Are
This
you
is
an artist?
Kajose.
I used to be.
You used to be. You're still an
Once
artist.
an artist, always an artist. Come, let's talk about it now that you're here. You're getting special treat.
Oh my god. Such a coincidence.
Huh? What? Tell me your name.
I'm Yiho.
Iho.
Right.
What type of art were you doing?
Oh, I was doing all types of arts, mostly photography, a little bit of pottery. But now I'm working with the UN.
Oh, now you're doing art with the UN.
Oh, hopefully. bigger art.
Something like a different type of art. So
Yeah.
this is us. We are Kibera district. We are dealing with artists, inviting them over to come and paint different streets. You can see, like all of these Kibera artists should be painted. It's different. So this Edgar, who did this, and that's my studio. That this one.
Okay.
So you want to go to check inside?
Not now. We'll do a story with Jose. This is something we've been really planning. But Yihong is here for a few hours, so I want to give him a tour. But I definitely want to do a story with you like I promised. And I'll post it on my channel, then I'll share with him specifically. He's definitely coming back. I don't know in how long. I met 8 years ago and he's back now, so I believe he's going to come back.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll bring him to the studio. But let's get his insight on this art and then we get your explanation.
Okay, what do you see?
Sorry, I'm in my
Believe in yourself.
humble opinion.
Yeah.
It's really showing the literal force of like say like unchaining, right? It's basically both unchaining your body and unchaining your heart. Believing is like unchaining your heart from all the like impossibilities, right? And now you can like achieve what you really want to achieve. See? Yeah.
So, on the artist Edgar, he wanted to paint internationally. So he applied for a form to paint one of NFL on the NFL, one of the NFL basketball team, and he got selected. So with that, it was kind of inspiration.
Yes.
I have to believe in myself. I can do it. So that was the inspiration.
So
So
it's
he
very
went.
personal.
Yeah,
as well.
it's personal.
This is interesting.
So it was kind of breaking those
To
chains.
what you say.
Oh, definitely, because now this is even more relatable. It's like it's autobiography, right? Depicting his story, but it's like inspiring like all the people here and beyond. Like whoever they see, right? It'll get the message, right?
Yeah. Joseph,
Yeah.
we really appreciate you. Man, I want to do your story, guys. Kibera Art District, I don't know when, but I'll do it soon. Especially now that Hihong is seeing it, I know he's waiting for the story. Let me take this guy for a tour, man.
Okay.
And I'll see you
Nice
around.
to see
Nice to meet you.
That was
Nice to meet
Thanks, Joseph.
Yeah.
You are very fortunate guy.
Yeah.
The other thing about Kibera is a lot of people say Kibera is dangerous,
That's
but
true.
Kibera is. This is what you've had. What are some of the misconceptions or conceptions that you have had about Kibera?
Right. So first, if you mention Kibera, like the first thing you hear is it's a slum. And what does it mean as a slum? Disorder, crime, unorganized, all these kind of like negative depictions. And obviously, if you don't know a lot about it, if you're not very unfamiliar and you have a lot of say on it.
You see, even here they have art. Basically, so if you're around here, you're gonna see art. Yeah, the beauty of the Kibera art, I don't want to get into it. I want people to really understand.
Right.
But I think it's interesting because I met you through the arts,
Yeah.
and I'm taking you through the art district.
So there are sort of like some coalitions of artists that that's
Yes.
in charge of those murals.
Yes. Yes, it's
Ah.
actually at that center.
Yeah.
It's supposed artists to be able to do. I hear they want to change the color of this entire street. I look forward to what it's gonna be. I'll share with you guys on
That's
YouTube.
perfect.
Yeah, but also we were talking about the security. One thing is in every place that you go, even when if you want to take a picture, bro.
Yeah.
Don't hold back.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's very fast. Yeah, we can take it as we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to stop, take a picture. We're gonna go this way.
Right.
Yeah, but if you see something you want to capture on camera, don't hold back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in every place, even when I was in Chicago, I think there is always somewhere that you can be. It can be safe everywhere, but it also can be unsafe sometimes. So the beauty about Kibera, why I really vouch for Kibera for being safe, is Kibera is a community. Imagine how many people have said hello to you since you started walking.
Right.
and so it's very difficult. In rare occasion does it happen, but it's very difficult for people here to allow for crime to happen. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, it's a very communal slum, and it's huge. But in terms of how people know each other, it's very small.
Okay.
Yeah. So rarely will you see somebody who does crime and gets away with it. If he gets away with it, then the people have just decided that, oh, we're gonna let that go. But it's not that people will let it go.
Right.
Johnny Kotao. Yeah, this is I think a good shot. Slums going green.
It's very relevant.
So this is the railway line.
Ah,
The train passes here twice a day. There is the one for goods. This is the railway line that takes goods across East Africa. So from the port, it passes through here into Uganda. There's also passenger train passes here. Yeah. We have the SGR that of course was sponsored by your country, China.
I think they're building one right now. They're building another one somewhere else in Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the standard gauge railway, I think
Yes.
they're saying it's an old version of the Chinese railway.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not the
High speed.
it's not the high speed.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Like some real functional railways,
Right.
other than like extracting natural resources, but like connecting economic.
Yeah. This is one of the. I remember Grace, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one we just talked to. This is Grace's cousin.
Oh,
Pleasure. Nice to meet you.
it's my pleasure. I met with Grace 8 years ago. Yeah. Wow. Now
Victor is like a brother to me. Long time.
He used to dance, but he quit.
you look like a good dancer.
He used to be a good dancer. Became famous and then
Too famous.
yeah, you see, even has a original gold chain. Original gold chain. No, kwaje bro. Yes, but you see now, I don't really understand how the government looks at it, but I think policies are coming in place. Niaje again? Niaje? Go area? Kabisa. So, it's interesting how the policies around vulnerable places and slums
Yeah.
are
Exactly.
Yes.
That's kind of like the knowledge.
We're gonna use this road. Now I'm getting down to the more. Baptiste. Can you imagine me at night?
Things will become spicy.
So this is the Kiana area.
Yes.
This is the area where I grew up, but
Oh.
down. Up here,
Yeah.
rents are a little bit expensive, but as you go down, it becomes more cheaper.
Okay.
So Mambo. I was living on the cheaper area. Mambo, uko chini.
So
Ah.
by expensive, how much are we talking about?
Okay, so that's a good question. Relatively $40 per month.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope we're gonna get a chance, and then I'm gonna show you a typical house. So, yeah, so these are the typical structures of Kibera from outside. Have you seen something like this before?
Yeah, it's very organic.
Where?
I think the prehistoric remains.
Prehistoric remains are still here. So this is an historical place. So people live in these houses. It's probably a 10 by 10 or an
Right.
11 by 11.
We'll
If we get a
see.
chance, I'll show you guys one of the houses.
Yeah, but this could be also a case of, circular economy to put it very, I don't know, brightly. You see like all the recycled construction materials
Yeah.
blended with soil and these like biomass you can gather, and there you go. There's a house.
And you have a house.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Let's see. Subscribers of us who say they're really concerned about the iron sheets. You could get tetanus from the cat. Do you know what this is?
That's one fish.
Huh?
Yeah, this little fish.
You ever tasted this?
People eat this with ugali, right?
Ugali, where did you know ugali from?
Can you buy
Hello,
please?
John. From you, right?
Mwambie tena.
Right.
Nimwambie.
Yeah?
Can you buy please?
Oh,
It's so sweet.
how much? How much is it?
It's here.
Mm,
100. It's just 100.
okay,
Eh.
okay. How am I supposed to cook it?
To
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah.
You just boil.
Okay, just
Yeah.
boil.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I should try it next time.
Next time.
Next
okay?
time.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll make sure we bring him back here. So
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
yeah. Victor.
Hey, so much love for you,
So-
Hong. Sawa, asante.
I'm so much love.
You see?
Ah,
Yeah, that's
so
the side
where
of it.
where do they gather all this?
So we have the Lake Victoria.
The Lake Victoria.
Yes. So that's where that comes from.
All the way
Yes.
here.
All the way here. So a lot of people that actually stay around here.
Yeah.
A good population in this Kianda area. So different villages have different populations.
Okay.
But in Kianda area, most of them
Mm.
are from the western region. The western regions is around the lake area.
Okay.
Yeah, so originally Kibera is a no man's land. Sasa. So their families send them this, or they get it from those sides to come and sell it here, because a lot of people consume it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Luos, the Luyas. That's why you've seen two people selling it already.
So basically they harvest the fish from Lake Victoria and they dry them.
They dry them and then they bring them here. Yes, yes. Yo, Rasta! Ulinyoa! Ala? Nedi? Rada rada? Kumbe uteremka huku? Ashley babu. Ah, ninyoa. Mzee alinyoa. Kamoro ulinyoa, bro. These guys will grow up together.
Ah.
Yeah. This guy used to be Rasta, but he shaved this year.
Now
Wewe ni Rasta?
Kama kawa
Nimefurahi
bro.
kucheki yangu.
Haina mambo.
Kabisa, happy new year.
Happy New Year, my dear.
New Year.
So this is actually the area where I grew up.
Yeah.
My sister used to live. Let me show you.
All those houses, do they have an address?
What?
Do they have addresses?
So Yihong has asked John, show these guys. This is where we lived. This was our door from when I was, I think, 9-10 years old. So my sister used to live here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is the exact place.
Yeah, I want to buy it, but because I want to keep it. you
Yeah,
know? I want to
exactly.
keep it. It would be good to keep it.
It's an artifact.
Yeah. So it was. This is strange because this has changed. We used to have only this veranda here, and this used to be deep. So a lot of times my nephews used to fall from up here to
Oh,
down. This was never here. I
Right.
think they just extended it. Yeah, so basically guys, this is where I think I did a video about it initially, but to our new subscribers, this was the house where we lived.
let me take your picture.
Yeah. If I could buy it, I could keep it exactly the way it is.
That
So
would be
that I
very
can-
meaningful. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. But I don't know if somebody resides here anymore. I'm not really sure. Yeah, but this is where I grew up. This is what I knew as a teenager, playing around here. And the other side, I talked to people about the other side. The other side used to be a forest. It's quite ironical that we have this here, and then on the other side we have that.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, but this house got wheels. It used to be a forest, and now you see a different class.
Right, right. Yeah. And so I still have family around here. So I'll take you to say hello to my uncle.
Ah.
So you can see inside his house. Mama Deno. Mama Deno. Mama Deno.
See here?
I don't know if somebody. Hello? Yes? Fadenti? Oh, okay. Ah. Sawa sawa. Ah, okay, wakati watu wago. Watu wamegrow. Muhimu bana. You fall a lot and then you get used to it. So this place that I'm taking you into, I'd shown our viewers. What do you think about this place?
It's elevated, and now you have the path, like the lower.
All the parts. So, Ufunika camera. So this here was my first investment in the slum.
Ah,
Yeah, this
I
is.
didn't know you are into real estate.
This is a slum version of real estate. This was my first investment actually. So growing up as a kid, you want to have security.
Yeah.
Here rent is about $30 or $25 per month. But you imagine that's a little, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's a lot for someone who stays here. A lot of people struggle to pay rent here. And so having this structure was security for me. In case I don't make it in life, I have something to
Fall back into.
fall back into. And so I invested in this, when was it? I think just around the time we met actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not really long ago.
Yeah, and so, because I was living with my sister there,
Yeah.
and we were really struggling with rent. Wachatu now. So then I hosted my sister down here. She was living down there, I was living down there, and I was renting this to get at least the allowance for, yeah. And I built it not with the hope that I would leave Kibera. So that's why I'm keeping it.
Right.
I'm not selling it, I'm keeping it. Yeah. Yeah, so there was one subscriber of ours who asked how I earn my income. This is one of the ways that I earn income. Getting money from my people.
Yeah.
Young, let's continue. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
I have to.
Poa. Niliona ripoti yako. Sijaona ripoti yako. This is one of my great tenants.
Nice.
This is Yihong. Yihong is a friend of mine. Yeah. So I'm walking him around.
Right. Nice to meet you, sir.
Ongea kizungu. He's happy to meet you. Tuko tu around, I'm sure tu around. And then okay, sawa. Uko hapo, uko juu? Na come tu sahi basi. Haya. Yeah, so Yihong, this is my life now. You know Victor, now you get to know Victor even more. Yeah, I want to take you to somewhere where we can view Kibera from, and then we can have a small chat.
Right.
Yeah. I hope you're experiencing it.
It is surely something I've never experienced.
Let me take a picture of you with this card.
So tiny.
And probably Marinara.
Yeah.
Johnny! Ayuko? Sawa, mumsalamia. Nini nilifanya? Eh? Oh, ni mgonjwa.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are
I
you?
see you are walking around.
Yes.
You are looking at the ground.
Yeah.
So you know what's interesting? Now they're opening this. So this used to be a river, so we used to swim here.
Okay.
Yeah, as kids.
But the flow has been.
The flow has gone. Now it's a little bit kidogo.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. It's small. But we used to swim here. But they say a river never loses its course. This river, when it rains, it floods,
Okay.
and then it enters. You can tell from the algae and
Oh,
these
that's very
things.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, it floods this place.
Ah, that's why the rent here is lower. maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And also it's interior, it's not by the roadside.
Mm.
So that's one of the reasons.
And as a, as a demarcator of your presence in this society. So, for example, if you apply for a job
Yes.
or you apply for school, you need an address. Those houses, do they come with an address?
So here the address is your feet or the info. So here they don't have mailing address. As
Yeah.
you can tell, it's very informal. And the only address you have is the village.
Okay.
Yeah, Kianda. So if you live in Kianda and I want to deliver something to Yihong, I come to Kianda and then I call Yihong.
Okay.
Or I ask around. If you guys know Yihong, then they will take that, whatever it is, to Yihong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
That's not an ignorant question, it's actually a good question. It's better than assuming.
no, because you see, like going along with the urbanization
Yeah.
and this
Right.
topic of physical address
Address.
has been raised,
Yes.
especially in more developed
Countries.
societies.
Yes.
Yeah, in the West.
Mm.
Yeah, so you have to have an address, otherwise you are not eligible to many opportunities. So that's also a problem faced by the United States. Those who don't have a home.
Homeless.
Yeah. So how would they be qualified for a job application once you are, accepted?
Right. You have to have an address.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really legit question. It's a really good question. And it also explains why you will see how many young people from here. I mean, it's really, but you can see how many young people and,
Yeah, exactly. So most people, I wonder, do they are they from Kibera?
Saying they are from, a lot of people here grew up in Kibera.
Okay.
Yeah, and these are kids of Kibera that were born here. But also, like I said, it's a no man's land. So when Kibera began, Kibera is actually Nubian one. So when the Nubians migrated from south, they came and settled in this forest. This used to be a forest. And so they called it Kibera, which means forest in Nubian. And when they settled here, they built their structures, the small structures.
Okay.
Yeah, and then people were coming from different places because Kibera is located like, it's a 5 minutes drive from the city, the main
Exactly.
city, which is very ironical because this is the capital city of Kenya. So a lot of people were coming from different villages.
Exactly. That was what I was assuming. Like
Yes.
people coming from outside the city to serve the city,
Exactly.
also to find a livelihood. And they ended up and eventually they become the inhabitants, generational inhabitants of Kibera.
And it's growing because the population is growing. When I was growing up, we never used to be this space. There was space even in between the iron sheets. But you see, this goes long, the other one goes long. Yeah, so it's like a very squeezed, tight population. It's growing with time, the numbers are growing. So that's the reason. So Kibera is actually a multi-tribal community. There's so many tribes here. In Kenya we have 42 tribes. And a good number of them is here, but a huge number of the people in Kibera are actually the Luo from by the lake, from Kisumu, and then the Luya, the Kisii. All these tribes are from Western Kenya.
Okay.
And then we have the Nubians, we have the Kalenjin, a little bit of other tribes as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because this actually make me think of a sort of like vaguely similar phenomenon in China. You see, like China has undergoing rapid urbanization, and it needs people to serve those cities to make the construction. And those people are from the countryside, from the villages.
Ah,
So those what we call migrant workers. So once they finish the construction, they go home.
ah.
So they never ever really like find their place in big cities. So where they live is those, we call it 城中村, or villages inside cities.
Ah, okay.
So those are like the remnants of like the urbanization that left some like villages in this urban parameter, and those are inhabited by those migrant workers. So that's a quite similar phenomenon, but here in Kibera, they are becoming locals.
Habitats, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're becoming locals. So there are people right now, there's a generation of people in Kibera who know nothing, and this is their home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell them, you ask them their home, they'll tell you it's Kibera.
Yeah.
Because they've been here generation after generation. Some of them, the parents died and they were taken to the cemeteries, and they never stepped foot. Oh, sorry.
Landslide.
You can sit here.
Yeah. I'll sit here.
Yeah, they actually never stepped foot in their ancestral land.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that's very
How,
different.
yeah, my question is how did China go about the radical urbanization in China right now?
Exactly.
Because China is developing.
Exactly. So China isn't only urbanizing its cities, it's also urbanizing its villages.
Ah.
So the villages are becoming, like being built with like high rises, and people are like moving in, and the lands are like becoming like less tended. So basically, before there are a lot of like rural populations who tend the land, therefore like the average people have like less land. But now like the lands are being centralized, are being like processed by say like companies, big farms. Yeah, that enables like maybe centralized cultivation, things like that. And now the rural population more and more they serve the city. They become say like service like servants like in the restaurants, construction workers, like blue collar workers. Also they go into the factory. Yeah.
What would you say is your biggest concern with China's urbanization?
Yeah. That's a good question. Because so one, urbanization is kind of like depriving people's identity. You see, the identity more or less was like bounded with the land. And now like they move into big cities, they all look the same. So they no longer know where they're coming from, and
They're losing their identity.
yeah, their stories, things
And
like
they
that.
say, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going.
Exactly. But that was what happened in all the industrialized places.
Right.
Yeah. So how to better preserve those diverse like identities, that could be a good point. But I think people value their quality of life, their livelihood more than their identities.
Yeah.
So they choose to live in the city.
With modernization.
Exactly.
Let's take a walk down here. It's interesting. Those are very insightful conversations. I have more, but I want you to finish your questions.
So I have so many more as well.
Ask me questions. I think our viewers will also enjoy getting to know about you there.
Yeah. Actually, this should be a beautiful place to sit.
Yeah. No, that should be silhouette from back.
Nice.
You know this, yeah?
This,
Yeah.
this is the land.
No, this bud.
What?
That bud. This bud here.
This bed?
This bud. There's a
Oh, this is the duck. Okay.
bud. Guinea fowl.
What?
That's a guinea fowl.
It's not the duck.
Not a duck.
Huh.
It's a guinea fowl.
Okay. Now I gotta look.
And we have pigs here.
Yeah.
We also have goats.
Oh yes. It's actually.
It's a guinea fowl. He doesn't believe we have a guinea fowl here in Kibera.
now I see. I thought it was a duck. So, what jobs? They mainly like works for the city, right? Serve the city.
Yeah, they serve the city, but then those opportunities are very scarce, especially for young people from Kibera. In Kenya, they say your network determines your network.
Ah, that's true.
So you have to be connected to someone. One of the things that's really eating our country right now is corruption. And it starts way down from Kibera. So how
Okay.
yes, so how corruption is here, like from a very low level, is sometimes there's scarcity of resources, food, water, shelter. For instance, sometimes people really struggle with shelter.
Yeah.
Like you can see here, there are people who are starting to build structures here. These
Yeah.
are very informal.
Right.
These people are not meant to be here. But for them to be here, there was either a connection.
Ah.
Yeah, because you can't just come and build here.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a group of people from every village that run that village.
That's an informal. You know, like.
It's like,
government.
yeah, it's like an informal formal government.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kibera has governments, and this government, we have teams who are
Okay.
government of different villages.
You know, in some societies, this informal governing usually are done by those, let's say, mafia.
Mafias.
Right.
Yeah, so we have a small.
Organized crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they serve as the government. Yeah.
Right. We have our small mafia in Kibera as well.
Okay.
Not so very much. There are criminal groups,
Yeah.
but also I think we have positive mafias that ensure that there is no crime in Kibera.
Exactly.
That the people of Kibera are not intimidated. Kibera is a resource also for the government, like I was telling you, and also for the opposition as well. This has been the biggest opposition hub over the years. So our Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, if
Yeah.
you've heard of him, used to be the member of parliament for Kibra
Oh.
way back then.
Come to think about it, Kibera serves as a huge, like, pool of votes.
Right. Yeah, it's a huge pool of vote actually. And then if a politician is not impressed, one, by so many things, like if me and you are going against each other,
Yeah.
and I was not impressed by you, then I would probably hire young people who are jobless in Kibera to come and attack you or attack you.
Ah. Oh.
You understand?
Yes.
Or if I wasn't impressed about something, then I would use young people from Kibera to do demonstrations against that thing.
That's why I was about to like come up. Okay.
So in as much as Kibera is what it is a resource for a lot of people and a lot of organizations as well. Like I told you, we have organizations that thrive through Kibera. So they are here purposely to serve the people of Kibera, and that is how jobs are created in certain organizations. And so that has led to something that we call briefcase organization. Because in Kibera we have more than 1,000 NGO, non-governmental organizations. And some of them just established themselves, got donor list, and they're not even operating. They are just sending reports.
I actually have a friend
You have a friend.
who has an NGO in Kibera.
You have a friend with an NGO in Kibera?
Yeah.
Where are they from?
China. So they are apparently, as they claim, they serve, like nutritious lunches for school kids.
Yeehaw! And you are not interested to go to that organization? Why?
Not really,
Why?
not really, because you see, that's exactly what you are talking about.
Yeah.
They are here probably for something else.
Yes. Extortion is a big thing here, I think, for a lot of people. There are people who benefit. We can't say it's just organizations extorting. There are a lot of organizations that are doing great work in the community, and they are truly serving the people of the community. I'm a beneficiary of one of the organizations. I managed to get scholarship and go through high school and university. One of the organizations that was in Kibera. Yeah, but also that does not stop us from talking about these briefcase organizations.
Yeah, and there are so many of them.
There are so many.
Also, maybe like put it on a broader scope, like in Africa. This is the playground of like NGOs, and yet, like real impact are, I don't know, like the proportion of real impacts are like way below.
Way below. That's true.
So
Yeah, that's
it's really a dilemma. Like why? Because like so many NGOs are like doing their work,
Yeah.
and they're just doing their work, and decades have been passed. Very little has changed.
Yeah, so one of the questions that I pose to a lot of our young leaders is, where is the change? A lot of people say, okay, there has been tremendous change in Kibera. We've seen a lot of success stories from Kibera, and that is what is considered change. Also structurally, you see Kibera has changed. I'm glad you got the joke. Yeah, but
Yeah, but you see, like this music of like 8. Does 8 work, right? Do we need 8 to be like giving people stuff? If you like aiding people and nothing has been changing, then maybe the mechanism is not effective. What is the alternative? Yeah. That's a real question. Also, like working in international organizations,
do you see that? You have a friend.
So one strategy maybe we use less and less is like the direct payment. Direct transfer of funds or like materials.
Yeah.
Has been used less and less.
Yeah, so corruption is one of the things that's hindering a lot of people from. So there are a lot of people here who live just by the hope of having something to eat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
A meal a day is gratitude for so many people from here, and it's not normally, it's not any extra to the life I grew up here as a teenager. I mean, if you got dinner, that would serve you the whole day until you get dinner the next day. Yeah, and a lot of people take it with gratitude.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. But job opportunities here, one, are scarce because they are very competitive. Education has become competitive. Can you imagine Victor from one of these 10 by 10 houses competing with the son of a member of parliament in university to get into the same position? Yeah. So it's survival for the fittest here. In every perspective and in every way that you look at it. You have to be fit to survive.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a jungle.
Yeah, it's a jungle. Yeah. And that's why I like to highlight success stories in Kibera. And for me, I think it might look very normal for someone who's privileged and grown up in a Western country. But for us here, even going through high school is a huge achievement.
Exactly.
Yeah. What was your other question? I can tell you are very overwhelmed.
So like Kibera is here next to Nairobi, and it has scarce opportunities. Then people come here because they didn't have opportunities back home. And therefore, I don't know, like the only hope they have is like to come to Kibera.
Yeah. So
So as a country, see, like Kenya as a country, this imbalance of like working opportunities are really severe. So yeah, you can only like find opportunities around Nairobi. You need to leave your home and come to these like tin houses in hope to find a job that can feed you. Yeah. So like, Kibera is already like this. Like their hometowns, you cannot even imagine them. It's even worse.
Yeah, there are places that, you know, like, but you know, interestingly, last year I noticed something very interesting. There have been organizations that have been doing urban to rural migration.
Oh.
That is one thing I found very interesting.
So they're bringing people out of here and back to the.
So they are funding people actually to go if you have land, or some of them would even buy you land in the village. and then they would give you materials, they build your home, and then they give you capital to start business there.
Okay. Because of the potential, I guess.
Yes.
At least they have empty land. They
Yes.
have potential over
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Comparing with
Yes.
this. Exactly. That's a de-urbanization.
Deurbanization. I found it really interesting. To what extent shall it work? I don't really know, but for me, I think I found that really intriguing.
Yeah.
That organizations thought about moving people from here to the village. I am really curious to see how that will come to play.
That's true. That's true. So basically, Kenya also faced this fact that maybe the villages are becoming empty.
Yes, hugely, and so the cities or the slums are becoming overpopulated.
Yeah. And
That's why you see these guys are trying to build structures out here already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And depopulation in the countryside.
right.
Huh.
People are running away from the countryside. I am starting to move back to the countryside.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm building a house in the countryside. But I think from realizing and seeing that Kibera is no man's land. It is, and it's been home for us. But this is not where I want to end my. Wow. You see, people are even farming pigs here.
Yeah.
Goats everywhere. Yeah, this is not where I wanna eventually get
End up.
old.
Mm.
In,
That's right. Although you are attached.
yeah, there's a deep attachment.
Yeah.
How was it for you moving from China to? You moved from China to the US, right?
For school, for study.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So technically, my home is still in China.
Ah.
Yeah, but I do find myself a little bit like detached from my homeland, natural habitat.
Ah.
Like being away from it for this long.
Ah, okay.
So like I really find myself like different from like maybe like my peers.
Ah.
Yeah, like my childhood friends. Yeah, she has the experience in the homeland,
Mm.
right?
How was it growing in China?
Yeah. Wow, that's a very broad question because yeah, China is so big.
In a nutshell.
I'm from Beijing. I'm very privileged. I'm
Mm.
from the capital, so a lot of opportunities stay in Beijing.
In Beijing.
But for maybe like people from other places, from the countryside, from smaller cities, if they want to have a like potential, they want development, they have to end up in one of those big cities. So maybe like going back home isn't an option.
Mm.
So that's like more or less destined. So they know they eventually will end up at a place they didn't call home.
Mm.
And I'm not sure, but like either you adopt this new identity,
Mm.
either you bring your old identity with you. But that's very tough because you see, like the moment you decide you want to grow, you know you will not
You will not go.
stay there. You will uproot yourself.
And so, what is family for a typical Chinese family?
Yeah. So China is more on the like extended family side.
Ah, okay.
So like comparing with like the Western countries, where they have like nuclear family.
Yeah, yeah.
People
In Kenya, I think family is a really huge thing, and so people also refer to extended families, and family is valued differently here. Kenya is a very communal society and community, and so the value of family is seen way from mambo. Kumbe uko Kenya hii, uko Kenya hii. Sasa nimefurahi kucheki, nimefurahi kukucheki. Ni mimi. Yeah, so yeah, those are guys I grew up with. Yeah, and so family, I think, is something Kenya is still yes, it's something that I think people hold very, very dear.
Exactly.
And of key importance. And so even when someone dies, family comes through for you.
Yeah.
When somebody has a problem, family comes through. Yeah, as opposed to what I saw in the US and Europe, in most cases, yes, family would come for you, but mostly it has to be an extreme level. Yeah, so in Kenya, family still has a huge, strong bonded
that's more or less similar in China.
China.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, China is very traditional, has a traditional value of like the togetherness of family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, so also here, the case of migrant worker in China, that is one thing that's breaking up like the family structure.
Yeah.
Because maybe like the elders and the kids, like they stay in the village, and only the like working, like husbands and wife comes to the city to work. Therefore, there's this like problem of left behind children who grew up without their parents, basically, and that creates like deep social problems.
And so, who helps them grow? Like, how do they grow? How do they survive?
The grandparents.
Oh, the grandparents.
Yeah, the grandparents. Normally, or other relatives. Yeah. So, but here people live in Kibera or move to Kibera as a family.
As a family. Yeah.
That's that's pretty difficult.
Yeah, there are cases of parents leaving their kids behind, like even in the village with their parents, but there are not much cases. People are attached to their kids here.
So really, people, you leave your home and you not go back. Like,
there's a huge case of that happening, but again towards the old age, there are different tribes that live differently. Like there is the Kikuyu, who are one of the top 5 tribes in Kenya. They don't mind being buried in the cemetery. Yeah, so for them, the village, I wouldn't say it's not very important, but it's not compared to other tribes like the Western tribes, the Kisii, the Luya, the Luo. Those people, if you die, you have to be buried in your ancestral land. Yeah. So eventually, when somebody starts growing old, that's why, because I'm Luo, that's why I'm building a house in there.
You're really planning ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for it. We're growing old. This is the time. So for us, it's very important to go back there. For Western people, regardless of whether you ever went home as a kid, eventually as you grow old, if you survive and don't die, if you're growing old, you have to head to the village. That's the destination.
That's true.
Yeah, and if you die, it's very rare. There are cases of the Western tribes being buried in the cemetery, but if you die, you are needed to, your body has to be taken to your land.
Well, that's a big case actually. Yeah, even for like people in China who already like moved to cities. I think a large portion they when they die or when they get old they'll still like go back to their village. But not, I mean, it's only those occasions. All the other times they'll still prefer like yeah. So this attachment has been, I don't know, they have been becoming like more simplified.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's only toward the end you are going back. Yeah.
So how did you feel generally?
No, I think, yeah, it's a very lively community that keeps evolving, keeps renewing. So like from seeing those murals,
Right.
you see like the murals are like continuously being like created and even like being renewed. Also like the people here is like very young, like so many like I don't know like school age children. So that brings like big question like what's next, like where are they going or like where are they ending up. It's a huge question. So you know like people strive to leave those hoods, those slums, right? Like for a lot of people. But does Kibera have to stay as a jungle, right? I don't know, like do you envision Kibera stay like this for the decades to come?
I think the force behind Kibera being like this and keeping Kibera like this is a concern to me, because that force is probably stronger than the force that is applied to change Kibera.
Okay.
Because think about it, if we have a briefcase organization that's getting billions of money annually to ensure Kibera stays like this, what does a small force like Victor's or Yihong's has to be able to change Kibera into something that I envision or you envision? Like I told you, and it's not with non-governmental organizations, it's also with the government as well. I mean, there are political forces in place to probably ensure Kibera stays like this for very personal interest and for personal gain.
Yeah.
So that is a huge discussion, because we cannot say that I'm really curious to go to South Africa and see Soweto and really understand the history behind Soweto's transition in what it is today. Yeah, then I can be able to talk about the hope and the vision for Kibera to be different. Yeah.
Right, but imagine this, despite all those like real considerations, what do you envision Kibera like end up like in a shape? Like what shape like does Kibera?
The picture of Kibera is really, for me, one thing is that, like you said, this is a jungle and everybody wants to survive. If you are in the jungle and you got an opportunity to live, what would you do? You would live. So, and I'm very I'm guilty of this as somebody who grew up in Kibera. You see structures that are a bit better, a few of them, and probably these are just organizations inside the slum for reasons known to them. Because every organization has a vision and a mission. But if I look at myself as Kibera, and a lot of successful stories that we know of people in Kibera, most of us are really striving to leave Kibera.
Yeah.
And that's the change. So I get my money, I go to a different side of town, and where I'm safe, I have enough resources and everything. But then, yeah, of course I moved from the slum, but I still do work in the slum. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, my work is still based around the slum.
Right.
But I'm thinking about 100 or 1,000 people who've been successful from here and left completely, and they don't want to leave. They don't. I have friends who don't want anything that affiliates them from Kibera. When they see pictures and videos of me in Kibera, they're like, "What are you still doing in Kibera?" And these were people who were born and brought up.
No, but like I totally understand because they become different people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They become different breed.
And they get a different experience. Like you were just talking about your detachment from home right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are in the US, you are in Europe, so now you're thinking about coming to Kenya.
No, but like no, but maybe for some people that detachment, that attachment, is something they don't want. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially. I don't know, like you know, like in big cities, some people they don't want to mention that they're from countryside.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, because that makes them lower.
Inferior.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they want to really like blend in. They want to like adapt to a new identity, and I think that's a more common case in China.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I think the second thing, so that was the first thing that I told you. The second thing would be Kibera has more than 1 million persons inside it.
Yeah.
So then the question is, if you are urbanizing Kibera, which has been tried before, then where are we taking this 1 million people?
Yeah.
If there's a Yihong who grew up in Kibera and that's all they know, their parents probably died and that's all they know as home,
Yeah.
where are you taking Yihong? So if that question can be answered, then it's easy to really envision and see Kibera in a picture of really being urbanized, enough resources, and then even if we said we are moving these people,
Yeah.
and then building these places and then bringing them back, then if we bring them back, what is the guarantees that there is opportunities for them to be able to sustain whatever has been built for them?
Exactly.
So looking at this from very different angles, I think there are really questions to this. And I think if our government was to think like this, then I believe they would have solution. I mean, these people are paying tax.
Yeah. Exactly.
For the longest time.
They're creating like added value to the
Economy,
city.
yes.
Yeah.
So
And they are like receiving. I don't know. They're giving.
yeah.
Yeah. They're giving.
I mean, coming from China or now living in Europe and coming here, this is not normal for you.
No. Yeah. No.
But for a leader, even young people who get to the leadership position from Kibera, this becomes normal for them. And so looking at it different for them, it's something that, you know, is a threat to the political status quo and also to the organizations that are here. So the force, that's what I was saying, the force to make Kibera, to keep Kibera like this is very strong. Yeah.
Wow.
So for me, I think what I see of Kibera is, I think we need to spread more positivity that lives with people as we figure out what we want Kibera to be in the next 10 or 20 or 50 years. So, you're thinking, you're thoughtful. What are you thinking?
No, but like I'm sure like what I'm thinking isn't applicable at least.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, China used to have slums, and the solution was very direct and very forceful.
Okay.
You simply displace them.
So more dictatorial.
Yes. So basically, you displace it. You send them a notice by what date
They should leave.
This place
Should be clear.
emptied.
Yeah.
Otherwise, demolition will start.
Mm-hmm.
So they did, and the people either was forced to return to the countryside to their like old homes, or they can apply for like public housing, which was also built, but of course whether it's sufficient I don't know.
Okay.
Therefore they physically eradicate this
Forcefully.
this-
So it
this
was
earth.
more of dictatorial notice.
Yes,
And did it work?
it worked.
It worked. And do you think it really affected a lot of people?
Negatively.
Yeah. Comparing negatively, positively, which one? In what way
Yeah.
did you think it hugely affected these people?
So basically, there's a term that used to describe the effects of those dictatorial actions. It's called a sharp pain.
Sharp pain.
Yeah, it's called a sharp pain that only lasts momentarily. So although the pain is like strong, but it only lasts like for a moment.
There was research done into this before it was done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, but maybe this generation is the generation to be sacrificed. You see. So like
It's interesting.
this problem will cease to exist because now the people are gone and they are like gone for good, but the opportunities are no longer there, so they are forced to like find other stuff. But see, like Kibera's problem, it is like more or less mitigated, but it lasts generation to generation. I don't know, I really think now, like, unless Kibera has gone through this like upside down transition, the current problem that faced by those people will continue going.
Good.
Yeah.
So
So if you turn Kibera upside down, it will be catastrophic to the current inhabitants. But the future inhabitants and future generations will be free from those problems.
Yeah. So sacrificing this generation. One thing I want to tell you, Yihong, is you look at Kibera like this, and you think these people are struggling and you can take advantage of them. Wait until something happens and these people have to come out.
Exactly.
These people, that's why they are also a force for the opposition and the political status. When the people of Kibera step into the main road, the amount of damage they can cause.
Yeah.
Even the government is scared of these people.
Yeah, because there's a there's a saying, you know, in Chinese. It's called the barefoot are never afraid of those who are wearing shoes.
And that is to be.
You have nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose, exactly. So if you intimidate the people of Kibera and they just agree and decide to march to Yihong's home, regardless of how much security you have,
Yeah,
they will break in.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is why during the post-election election violence in 2007, this was one of the most affected areas because of the diverse culture, and also because they are barefoot,
Yeah.
like the Chinese says. They have nothing to lose. A friend of mine was saying, I hosted him in the show the other day. He's also from Kibera, but a different village. He was saying, like for instance now, if Yihong today you have a rich friend in China or a rich kid in China, and then you have a poor kid from Kibera, and the two of them came to steal from you, which one do you think would leave you with more harm?
Of course, so a rich kid.
The rich kid. Why?
No, so there's the rich kid.
There is
and
the rich kid and there is this poor kid,
Okay.
and they come to steal from you at different occasions. Which one do you think will leave you with more harm?
No, I think the rich kid.
Why?
Because if you steal, they probably steal like more valuable stuff.
Yeah, they steal more valuable stuff and they go with it. The poor kid might steal and kill you. They might steal and still kill you.
Okay.
So be careful when a poor person steals from you, because they might steal and harm you as well. Yeah. The rich one might steal because of arrogance and having, and still feel like, oh, I can go to court and protect myself from him. But this poor one, they would steal and kill you because they know if you get a chance, you'll completely complete them. Yeah, so this is Kibera and that's the life.
I'm definitely coming back.
Young is definitely coming back. So I think we've had enough. I'm gonna take Yihong to one of the family houses, and then he can come inside and see this, how it looks like. Then we can go to the program. I think it's almost time. This guy is flying out at 8 p.m. It's 4:30.
I'm using every second here in Kibera.
This is probably too much for you.
No,
You'll process it on the plane.
yes.
Yeah.
The beginning of this century, they built a dam, the largest dam in the world, 3/4 dam. Building this dam, I believe they displaced 7 million people.
Woo! What? Possibly. They forced them out.
I mean, of course it involves force, but there's
There were structures in place to ensure.
there's compensation, there's
Ah.
commendation,
Ah.
but like even but there's no way you refuse to leave because you will be submerged. Yeah. 7 million and over a large geographical spread. Yeah, they're going to different provinces. Yeah, that's a
that's
strong
different.
government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are very little kids there now. Tulia tu hapo bro.
People must be angry
Yeah.
because
Gonna,
they'll be out of their job.
that's true. But you know, like Mama Maon, si jambo? Jambo sana, uko salama? Salama. Niko shughuli tu lakini niko area sai. Nilikuwa nimesafiri. Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you think about the organizations that are getting structured, that could be a very smooth way of getting into it. Stand here, you see the real Kibera. Shutuk toka. But Yihong, let me ask. China is known for business.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing up, why did you decide you want to do employment and not business?
I'm still undecided, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I do have options. Yeah, either I do business or I do international organization.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think doing business, you make money and you don't know. I mean, sometimes you don't know your impact, whether your impact is good or bad.
They
or
can
no.
be business for a course.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you combine those two, you have a lot of leverages. Yeah, but now I think starting out, if you belong to a big organization that's like known for this kind of actions,
Yeah.
it'll pave your way.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
eventually. Yeah. So yeah. But definitely, if you do business, there's a lot more you can do. You as a person can do, other than like be affiliated to a like large organization.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So we'll see. Maybe like next time you see me.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't know,
businessman.
You
Watch
never
out
know.
for this guy. He hung in Kibera.
Yeah. You see, like Chinese funding has been going to infrastructures, right?
In the apply for funding from the IMF or the World Bank to develop Kibera.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. And after that, I'll be the next stage, Yeah, I guess there are many markers. Right.
This is a king. King and colony.
Nice to meet you. Good. Nice to meet you. Good. Good.
I'm making some fish.
Yeah.
She's from my village
Yeah.
in Kisumu. And she's been doing this for as long as I've known her. So this is fish.
These are bigger fish.
Yeah.
Comparing with the.
Where are you? Nam. Mit manado. What na? Mama kwa anakuja hakele. Ubiro tu. Sawa sawa. Aya, morka nini? Tunafahamu vile.
Sawa.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Happy New Year. Yeah. And I'm already leading the way.
And we did the tour already. And so he has a challenge to get us home.
All right.
So he has to
Challenge.
get us home.
Challenge accepted.
Take us home.
What is? So basically, another method of China is plumbing. First, you build maybe a apartment complex, and then you move like a part of people from the slum,
And then build.
and then build and then move.
Yeah, this has been done, but it didn't work. So they built, they moved people,
Yeah.
and these people rented.
Ah. It's also about control. Because in China, it's not allowed for them to re-rent.
Oh, they're not allowed.
Because they actually belong to the government. Yeah. So they're already the tenant.
Gambling. Careful.
Gambling is not legal. Although there are a lot of
It's not legal.
it's illegal to gamble. Or you can buy a lottery. But I guess that's a little bit different.
Or you can buy lottery. So you can win the lottery. So Ye Hong's challenge, he accepted it and he did it. This guy is getting us home. Take us home, bro.
Oh yes. It's our home.
First time in Quebec, first time at my place. And this guy took the challenge. And he brought us home.
See?
Where's home? Are you sure? You're sure?
Am I not sure?
This guy made it home. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you for being in the show.
Thank you
Ye
so
Hong.
much for showing around such a place.
Now you got to know me even more.
Yes.
Yeah. I imagine that was very intense for you.
No, it was my honor. And
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a very intimate
Yeah?
experience. Yeah.
Welcome. And thank you for reaching out. Well, and thank you for experiencing and accepting my invitation to know me more.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Definitely.
I'm gonna see this guy in Paris again. We'll do another video in Paris.
And I'll be back.
Oh, Johnny.